I've always been the responsible person in my family, taking care of my entire family, my extended family. My mother has been a person who always looked for excuses, and then the excuses turned against her. So early on, I started to take care of my mom.
Yeah.
And I've been doing so for over 18 years.
Yeah.
Pay her rents and just everything. And when I allowed myself to be pulled towards the other direction with my family and the circumstances, I darn near lost everything. Given what I had done in the past, it spoke for me. The financial aspect of what I built for other people, myself, literally almost lost it all. And that doesn't bother me because I know it's rebuilding as I'm speaking, literally. That doesn't bother me. The connection with my mom and feeling responsible for her,
We want to give you something here. So it isn't the action, it isn't that behavior, wasn't what you did that caused you to lose it all. It was the split energy that happened with you about it. At first, feels like the path of least resistance to help somebody do something. But after a while, they get entitled and demanding, and there gets to be more of them. And so when you are able to stay in alignment no matter what, you are refueled and resourced, and there will never be an ending to what flows through you. But in the moment that you get crossways of that so that the replenishment stops, then it's all falling away. Then there's more going out than's coming in.
Yes.
So we're not having this conversation about the rightness or the wrongness of helping anyone out, because there's plenty of helping out that we think is a lovely thing to do. It brings you a lot of satisfaction in so many ways. It's the replenishing of the supply that is mandatory, that is critical, that matters. And so it's not about what you should do that's different. It's that you've got to find a way to feel about it. Whatever you're doing, you got to find a way to line up with it. The worst thing in the world that you can do is to continue to do something that doesn't feel good. So the subject isn't, is the action right or wrong? The subject is, how do I feel about it? And sometimes you have to take some actions in order to figure out what the path of least resistance is. For example, let's say that you're with us on this. You're sort of getting the sense that maybe you should just cut them all off. Too many people demanding too much from you, so just cut them all off. And so now the rent isn't paid. Is that the path of least resistance? We don't think so. We don't think somebody not being able to pay the rent is what you were looking for. If you care about how you feel, and you're just saying, from where I stand, which is the only place that you can be, from where I stand, what is the path of least resistance? And eventually you'll get all the way, but at first it's pay the rent or don't pay the rent. Well, you're going to pay the rent. You're going to pay the rent. Meet this demand or don't meet this demand. Well, maybe the demand not so much. In other words, you just get so you sort it out. But eventually you'll find yourself in alignment with what you're doing, because you got to be. What you want to say to everyone is, I love you so much, but I will not give up my alignment for you. And they'll say, well, we're not asking you to give up your alignment. Just do what we need you to do and stay in alignment. And what you're really saying to them is, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to work this out so that I can be true to who I am. And being true to who you are is uplifting others. It's empowering them. And so sometimes you can go along for a while before you realize you've crossed the line. You're no longer empowering them. You have developed dependencies. You are depriving them. You are insulting them of their own resources. All you ever intended to be was an example of someone who could line up, not somebody who lined up and provided for everybody else. You see? And sometimes it's gone so far that you're not going to teach them and you don't want them to starve, and you're going to keep doing what you're doing because that's the path of least resistance. But it's your path of least resistance. It's something that you've decided, not something that's being demanded of you. And can you feel the difference?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Oh, yeah.
So now we interrupted you.
I really am full. I really being here, which I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I knew that I would be.
Yeah.
and it happened, and I'm thankful to Abraham. I'm thankful for Esther being the vehicle. I really am thankful.
Yeah. Be easy about it and be more incrementally selfish. And here's the piece that we really want you to hear. You're looking for the satisfaction in the thought, the satisfaction in the thought. And so just like your dreams were satisfying, if this thought about something that somebody wants you to do isn't satisfying, find a way to make it satisfying or don't do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, really good.
Okay, along the lines of the dream realm, I'm not sure if this was a dream realm, but about 15 years ago, I had an experience where I left my body during my sleep.
Yes?
And I saw myself, and then I heard a voice. I started to kind of freak out because I wasn't sure what was happening. And I heard a voice. I thought to myself, am I dying? And a voice said, do you want to die? And I said, no. And then all of a sudden I was in one with the stars, and then I really I was feeling peaceful, and then for a moment I started to freak out again, and then I had this strange realignment back into my body, which was very weird as well. It hasn't happened since. It happened once, and I happened to actually be meditating that day, and I asked to be shown my power. And this is what happened.
And your question is?
Well, I'd like to happen again, but maybe it's my fear of what happened during the time, and is that...
Well, the thing is, it's like you ask a question, I'd like to know who I am, I'd like to be shown my power, and then you are shown it, and then you say, okay, now I've forgotten, I'd like to be shown again.
Well, it was fun and strange and weird at the same time, so I would like to experience it not with...
We think the value of it, the answer to your question that was given to you, the words that we would put to the experience that you had was you felt the freedom of that releasing into a state of non-resistance. You then, through the power of your mind, introduced resistance to it anyway, which made it feel a little weird and uncomfortable. Then you were clear about it and enjoyed it a little bit. Then you added weirdness to it as you worried about it. And then you reemerged back into your body where you felt the resistance again. So it was an experience to help you feel the freedom of or the resistance of your choices. The thing that we would like to accentuate, really clarify, is that that doesn't mean that out of body is resistance free and in body is therefore full of resistance. You can be in your body and without resistance. You just have to practice it a little bit, because there is nothing more delicious to any of us than to be soaring here on this planet with all of you in a state of non-resistance. We do it all the time. It's you that brings resistance to the party, so you don't feel it like we do. Esther was telling a friend the other day that out-of-body experience feels like what she's seen in movies where they show the astronauts breaking through the atmosphere, and the atmosphere is causing tremendous stress on them, which she is equating to the resistance, and then they break through into that weightlessness, into that non-pull, that non-resistance. And that is what an out-of-body experience often feels like, while the coming back into your body feels like the descending back into the atmosphere again. But what Esther was really equating it to is what it feels like to be in this place of receiving Abraham, or in this place of true alignment. It's resistance free, and that's what you're reaching for, you see. Of course, you want to explore. You just want to be aware of what you're doing so that you're tending to it at the early subtle stages, not at the greater, more resistant stages where the spaceship breaks completely apart because of your lack of preparation. Yeah. Enough?
Enough, thank you.
Out-of-body experience differs from dream only in this way. When you are dreaming, while you slumber, there is no resistance. So the answer to questions is more easily received by you. because you are in a less resistant state of being. But because you are unconscious and the download is happening all at once, the interpretation of the dream then is from the framework of the state of being you're in when you wake up. In other words, you go to bed, you're worried about something. When you wake up, you often step right back into the same vibration. So there is a translation problem that often clouds and makes dreams sort of a mystery, where in an out-of-body experience, in order for you to accomplish it, you are in alignment and you are in conscious awake state. So the experience that you had is coming to a consciously awake person who then is applying resistance or not and aware of what that feels like. Out-of-body experiences are really good indicators of what you've got going on vibrationally. First of all, you don't accomplish one unless you're in the vicinity of non-resistance. And often your fears about mortality, your concerns about what happens after death, often those things are soothed in an experience like that. Why don't you continue to have them? Because your intention is to be here. And those out-of-body experiences come infrequently in order to help you to put things into perspective. And that really is what this entire conversation has been about for you here today, to help you put your life experience into the bigger picture perspective so that you can understand what your emotional guidance system is really all about, so that you can get on your joyful path that you've carved out and do it in a conscious, deliberate way. It's possible to stumble upon a path of no resistance, but it's what we call creation by default. It's ever so much more delicious to have launched a dream and to be aware of it and to know what it feels like and to have felt the deliciousness of it and then to watch it move from the vibration into the manifestations all the way out to the fulfillment when everyone can then observe it. And then you might notice when everybody else gets a look at your dream, if you look at how they're looking, you can start to add resistance to your own dream and keep it from being what it started out as your true desire. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. We have enjoyed this interaction more than words can explain. We know who you are, we know what you want, and we are here to proclaim you on your path. We're not kidding you. You're on your path. You're not always going to be, because things happen, but you're never again going to step off of it without knowing. And as you selfishly find the thought or the word or even the behavior that feels a little better, and you don't beat up on yourself by saying, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or oh, I'm sorry, but instead you say, I'm doing the best I know, and this is the best I can do right here and now, and it is good enough. It is our promise to you that no matter where you stand in relationship to whatever it is you want, it will unfold with such speed and, most important, satisfaction that you will understand the blessed nature of your being. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete.